Hi friends, you are watching Dawn Performance Engineering YouTube channel. Today we are going to see about tire upgrade for Yamaha R15 version 2. This is front wheel and you see tire wear indicator for this tire is almost good. Actually only 10 to 15 percentage of the tire only used in this condition. Actually these grooves are good condition for cornering in wet and dry grip also, but I need to upgrade. Okay, and we're going to see about this review for this tire. Actually I used 110 mm, that means 110 mm width of the tire, and this is 110 mm width means that breadth of the tire, and that cutoff length, that means that 1770 is means that length between the ground and then rim, that is the height of the tire. And last 17 means that 17-inch dia, overall dia of the tire. This is almost low profile tire for this bike. This is new tire only, but I need for performance upgrade. That's why I going to bigger tire. You see clearly 110/70-17R. That means actually tubeless tire only I used. MRF nylon grips, front orientation only. Okay. This kind of low profile tires for better on wet and dry grip. The profile material is almost low and the component used is nylon and rubber. Actually how much kilometer we used in this bike. For changing the tire upgrade, you definitely make an that audio before you're going to change your tire or engine oil. Everything you need to just make an audio before you're going to change the parts. Okay. Okay, you see this is the 110 MRF nylon grip, almost good only, and in dry and wet also it also worked better. For stability test it's good. I drive in 40 kilometers per hour in like asphalt only, but some kind of dirt also on the road, sand. We feel like slippery, but finally we came to that shop, tire shop. This kind of shop is like small, but they having high profile tires, low profile tires, radial bias, every tank tubeless, every kind of tire they have used, and the new one every kind of tires they have. Okay. Okay, first we need to see about this review for this 110 tire MRF. The MRF is used 110 for front wheel nylon grip zapper. The nylon grip means the component of the tire is used rubber and nylon material for long life and for street all season tires. Okay, you see that tire wear indicator, the three dots, it is the how much tire will be consumed that life. So that before you going to purchasing a tire or used or a second hand tires, you need to note about this mark, tire wear indicator mark. This will help you to find how much of the tire weared. Okay. In rainy season this tire feel very good. Actually in heavy raining condition the road almost fully wet. In 60-degree angle I cornering, that kind of time the tire pressure also full, so the cornering will be very smooth in wet condition only. So no more slipping or anything happen on that wet road. Okay, but that cutoff length is too small, that height of the tire, that means low profile. So this kind of tire is when 70 means that cutoff length is will very reduced. but the radius of the tire is 17 inch. That means overall diameter is 17 inch. But that 110, actually that 110 means everyone thinking is 110 is bigger and wider tire. But it's same, but the cutoff length is too small. You see 110 is how much of wide it is. We can just check it out in actual real time 110. Okay, you see center mark of the tire. Okay, you see almost that center part is 60 from edge 0 to, and the midpoint of the tire is 55 so 55 into 2, so 110 so overall width of the tire is 110 so this much of width will help you to slippering road in cornering, and the contact between the tire and then ground will be more. So in high speed driving, this kind of width will help you to more stabilizing your vehicle. Okay, because the width is 110, the contact of the length of contact between the ground and then tire will be more. Okay, that's why I used 110. But in cornering the groove also good, but what happen means, you see this kind of groove, air ventilated groove means when you going on that cornering in wet condition or dry condition also, this will make an contact between the ground and then tire will be very more. So that in cornering condition, and then aerodynamics of the groove, you see now. So this kind of aerodynamic, every dust or dirt, everything will be slash away from the tire, this kind of direction, and then air will be automatically cleaned.
You are a short person, uncomfortable to ride your dream bikes. No worry. Down performance engineering helps you. The lowering kit. It will reduce the bike height to 10 20 It's a custom made lowering kit. Available in 304 stainless steel and 316 stainless steel. 10 to 40 available.
Okay, now we're going to remove this tire from the trim. It's very easy to remove that stock one. Actually this is not a stock one. Stock one is most of the version 2 bike used 100 or 90 only width, but I used 110. No one know, always my mechanic and then shop owner, that tire shop owner also told that is a more bigger tire, why you need to go to upgrade, they asked. Before this is an of unofficial, and this is not a recommendation for that upgrade for every shop owner or every mechanic. In showroom also they told, but you take your own risk for upgrade. You need to use this kind of tires before you're going to purchase or anything for upgradation. You need to check twice before purchasing upgrade of tires or anything, because it can be very difficult to install on that rim, and in bike also, because too much of weight and too much of height will not set on that bike. That wheel hub and everything will be some drawback definitely come. So and once you purchased a new tire means, they once you install on the trim means they don't take return, so the tire will be total waste. So before you need to uh, ask to that shopkeeper or anything, that a mechanic or your well wishers, before you're going to upgrade, it is possible to install this bike or not. Okay, now I'm going to install 120 that means the comparing to stock, that means that old one, it is too much of wider.
Next என்ன டயர் நான்
You
சூஸ்
see, this is
பண்ணிக்கிறத பார்க்கலாம்.
120 mm. How much wide of this tire? The length of contact between the surface of the road and then tire is too much of wide. So too much of contact. So too much of contact means too much of grip. Too much of grip means too much of safety. Too much of safety means too much of confidence in cornering. You see, they have lots of groups in the tire. So almost safety purpose 120, 70 and 17 radius. You see the comparison between 110 and 120. It's massive big tire and giant width. This is the stock bike of V2, only upgrade of the tire only 120 mm. This is the difficult part came now. Because this much of width definitely it will fix or not, no one know before installing. It is your own risk only. I take too much of risk for this tire because the tire isn't cheap, no. Even you buy an that 110 mm also almost it come to 2000 rupees. This is 120 and it's an too much of wide, good condition only. Okay, let's show the magic of installation. Before you going to install, check once twice how much of width of the tire, how much of height, cutoff length and the radius. Okay, you need to keep eye on your air pressure of the front wheel. Yeah, it's think it easily it's gone. For this kind of width tire was used for only racing purpose, but in street it is not recommendation because what happen means this component of the material, the tire profile, low profile or high profile, and then component rubber or nylon, plastic component, how much of that mixed will be composition in the tire. Okay, once it fix on rim, okay, you need to check with in bike also. Once you ask with mechanic because that front fork and then shock absorber will be in mudguard, any kind of issues happen after installation. So you need to check your ride test drive on not on a highway. You need to check on small streets before any kind of sound happen or not after installation. Because if any kind of sound happen means you can stop the bike and you can check it. Because this kind of tire will be very too much of wide now, so over obbling happen and the damper of the front portion is too much because the wide will be higher. The mileage will be definitely reduced after installing this kind of high profile tires because the engine need to work more to pulls down the bike from the gravity because the contact between the tire and then the ground will be too much more now. Okay. But when comparing that 110 and 120 is feel like it's not feel like 120, it feel like 130. Okay, finally installed on this bike. It's really giant and massive, bigger, wider, and then cutoff length also increased. You see the gap between the mudguard and then tire, it's almost touching. Then gap between this mudguard and then tire will be reduced. It's a radial tire, not an bias, and tubeless. You see that height between the ground to that rim is increased. Okay, let's check it out that 120 mm how much it's 120 and then center mid of is 60 so 60 into 60 120, so 45 60, that center groove is 60, so overall 120 width. So this kind of width, and then oval profile and high profile. High profile means that length between the ground and then tire, it's high almost. So before you need to check with your mechanic once how much of gap between the front fork and then shock absorber and then mudguard. When now only I installed, after night I will definitely test this bike because night no one on the road. 120 70 and R17, the gap will definitely reduce now. So if you go on speed breaker, definitely that front portion will be hit on the tire, so that tire life will be definitely reduced due to that mudguard will be almost scratching that part now. Man, really with too much of width. This kind of tires always used on racing purpose, I think. But in street, how much will be perform in a dry and wet condition? Wait and see. In off-roading, in asphalt, in dirt, how much will be checked? In the cutoff length will be too much of more, but that cornering, this kind of profile will be help improve in stabilizing of the cornering, and then component also more. Thank you for watching, friends. If you have any queries or inquiries, please DM me on that QR code. You can directly text message on WhatsApp. For Instagram ID, scan this code. If you have any doubts or call on FB, if you have any comments, please comment on YouTube section. Thank you, friends.